Hello. So today I'm going to do a little tutorial video on how to replace some of your strings on your guitar, but you're going to want to replace all your strings. I already started for you. I'm just replacing the G, B, and E now, the high E. So I'm going to actually just do the G, B, E right now and kind of finish off, but I already started. As you can see, my tuners have all these little wiry thingies. This is the end of the string when you're replacing string. If you don't already know that, you should at least replace your strings. From me, I think I'd replace them every 2 months or 3 months. I kind of just wait because you want the strings to wear and tear on your guitar, which means you want the strings to get used to the neck of the fretboard and get used to the sound. Because if you don't get used to the sound, you'll know that you either like these strings or you don't like these strings. Because when you first get a guitar, I'd say replace the strings that are on there because you don't know what those strings have been through. Not saying that they're dirty or anything, because all strings are going to get dirty, but you kind of want to make sure you replace your strings more frequently when you start using it more often. Because if you use it more often, you definitely you want to have that routine of changing them and replacing them with new ones. If you don't already subscribe to this channel, please subscribe now because I'm just gonna start posting videos. And if you don't know my Instagram, I'll link it down below so you can go and follow me at my Instagram page. Sorry for the loudness, it's people just going up the street. Okay, so right now I'm going to show you how to, see that just flew out. When you are replacing strings, do not have this flying out anywhere. It can go like that in your eye, and if that happens, you're going to be taken to the emergency room right away, because this little piece of metal gets caught in your eye, slips off, your eye's gone. Like, you're going to need eye surgery. And if you're, my sister's right here. Say hi, Haley.
No.
Oh shit, there's no one on. I'm just hi.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Okay. So if you don't replace the strings more frequently, you're gonna have problems in the long run. You might find that strings can be a little bit more challenging not to play, but easier to play. And they actually, to be honest, I find it really weird. But if the strings are older, they actually don't really sound as great. They sound kind of rustic. And most of the time, people like that. But sometimes it's not as great if you want a good tone, because too much rustic actually kind of doesn't balance great with, and doesn't mix good with tone. So alright, so I'm going to teach you how to do it. So right here, I use the medium strings now because I'm kind of almost intermediate player. So I use these authentic acoustic Martin strings. Martin & Co. strings. I just opened the package, so that's why it's like it. So it's authentic acoustic. It's Sapir Performance, and it has authentic tone. So I like a lot of tone and resonance in my guitar hole. I like to hear it vibrate and hear just the motion of the strings. And if you don't hear that, then like these have good, they also bring out they don't bring out a brightness, they kind of bring out the deepness in the guitar. And I like when my like songs, or if I do any kinds of songs, I like to have some type of deepness and deeper clarity. So with these strings, you definitely want to buy them if you want the Martin ones, if you want that deepness and clarity, because it's really nice. But it also reminds me of a bass guitar because it's kind of really deep, but it's nice. But they're thicker too. So I'd say this is beginner intermediate strings. So if you want these strings, definitely I'll link them down below so you can have a link to go buy them. But that's all I'm linking anyhow, because I don't have time for everything else. Alright, so let's go. Okay, so I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna find Haley. Haley. Oh, she just left. Okay, so I'm actually just gonna face the fretboard right now. Okay, you see, yeah, so you can see the fretboard. So that's my fretboard, and you can see that the G, B, and high E are missing. So now I am going to replace these strings. So what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna I'm gonna grab the rest of it. But before this process, I had to clean the fretboard and clean the body of the guitar so it was clean, so when I put new strings on, I don't have to worry about cleaning it again. So you wanna use this stuff. Maybe I'll link this stuff too. So you wanna use this I have Music Nomad. It's guitar detailer, and it's from matte and gloss finishes, so it literally like glosses the guitar body and the fretboard and everything involved on your guitar, and it's really nice too. It comes out awesome. It comes out squeaky, like, it smells really good too. It smells like coconut and like a very like rustic kind of autumn like smell. I don't know, it's really good though. Anyhow, so we're gonna do this, and I'm gonna get the rest of the strings. So you're gonna get this string right here. Where's my G? Where's my G? Where's my G? Oh, it's right here. So my G is right here, and I have pegs. I wanted new ones, so I got new ones like a while ago, and they actually start working like right now, which is kind of weird. They work better than they did before. So kind of make a dent in the string like this, so it goes in at an angle like 90 degrees, I'd say, if this was just all straight. So that's what you want to do, and then you want to put it inside. You want to put it inside the hole, and then on top you want to put the peg in with the 90-degree angle of the string. So like this. And you want to push it, push down. And I mean push, because sometimes it depends on the peg. Like some pegs don't fit with other strings. It's kind of weird. But like it's kind of cool at the same time, because you kind of have to, it's like match it type of game. So, and you want to pull too, make sure it's tight, so when you start doing your strings, like when you start tuning, they don't pop, like the peg and the string doesn't pop out. So you want to make sure that is always secure too, because that can happen most frequently. Believe me, it happened to me, and all my strings pretty much broke. So that was great. I was like, well, this is great. And all my strings broke, and I didn't know how to repair them. I broke strings before. Yeah, I've done the whole shebang. But yeah, you wanna, if you're gonna change one string, why don't you just change all of them? Because one of them, like, that one's gonna be the cleanest, and then all the rest are gonna be like pretty much dirty. So when you're doing this one, you wanna always make sure you're going into the headstock, which is where the tuners are of the guitar. You always want to make sure you're turning that way, because that's what tightens it the way you want it to go. And you'll see at the base, if you can, that it will start tuning in. So that's like where I am. So just watch as I tune. It'll start molding in to the bridge of the guitar, and that's what you overall want. This is I call this the bone. So this is like the T-bone, so sometimes I call it the T-bone. It holds the strings in its place, while this is the bridge, where all the strings are connected as one, but they're not all the same. That's what I say. That's what I say a bridge is to me. But everyone has their own theory of approaching. Okay, so you can see it's starting to go down. See it lowering, and that's what you want. You don't want it to start rising, because that means it's probably gonna pop right up the peg. And then you'll start hearing it kind of even out. So and then if you want, you can take your tuner, but sometimes I'd like to just do this after, but I find most people like to do it like after, but whatever. Let me just do the rest, and then you can go off and like tune on your own, because that's pretty easy to just tune the guitar. All right, so now we're gonna take the second B string, which is right that hole right there. So this one that I have my finger in, and that's the high E. All right, let's take this. And be careful, like I said, you don't want this puncturing your eye. And so then now you're gonna kind of then you're gonna take a peg. I don't know what this big peg. There's a big freaking peg in here, and I don't know what it's used for. I think it's just for like decoration, like for a big one, or I don't fucking know. But anyhow, so you're gonna take this and you're gonna put it in your hole again, and it's gonna be that same process. And you're just gonna put it in. Make sure it's all the way in, and then you're gonna take your peg and stick it in. There you go. And then now you're gonna take it and you're gonna put it in the hole. Make sure the hole is facing you, so that means you might have to kind of tune it. Tune the tuners a little before you put in the string. Because if the hole is facing you, that means it's in your direction, and you can focus on tuning it to the center. So yeah, so there you go. And put it in. Put it in the string hole. And then right there. And then you can start to tune it. Okay, this is lifting. So I kind of don't want this to happen. So it's coming together. I just wasn't sure if it was even working for a minute, but it is working. It just kind of, this one, sometimes the lighter strings are harder because they're the ones that they break easily because they're so fragile, but okay, yeah, it's coming on. Alright, so now you can do your last string, which is going to be the first string, the high E. I want to make sure you're, oh shit, see how that just hit me in the eye? Folks, you don't want that happening. Luckily that did not hit me in the eye. It's pretty lucky, just got saved there. Alright, so I'm going to end this video. You know what to do. I showed you some of the steps, and I'll kind of give you a little bit more of a description. Adios, amigos. Guitarr, peace.